Hey coaches, hope you had a good weekend. Great weather again here in Chicago. We've got Greg Fairley, Assistant Director of Coaching at Oswego, also select coach at the 2013 girls level and 2009 boys level, along with me and Brad. Welcome, Greg.
Welcome, guy. How are you guys? How we doing?
Good, good. I was hoping you would like greet us with your
I
normal
was.
like Geordie like greeting.
Yarit? Yarit?
I can't even say that word, but yes. So hey, today we're talking specifically on mostly like 9v9 type coaching points and what we're seeing basically on the ground this past weekend and throughout really the first kind of what are we in about like 6 weeks into the season. So I was able to get out to the DPL games this weekend. So I saw a bit of Greg's 2013 girls play, and then I was able to get out to our 2015 boys and girls out at Rockford for Junior President's Cup as well. So there's a couple things that we kind of saw across the board that I think our teams can maybe learn from a little bit and maybe just improve. So we're just going to kind of go over those and talk about those. The first thing I saw as a kind of a trend in that our coaches can help our goalkeepers with is their positioning in relation to the ball on the field. Okay, so if our team is attacking and has the ball in our final third away from our own goal, our goalkeepers need to obviously not be on their goal line. But I don't think our goalkeepers often know this. So I talk about three different levels to give them kind of a visual cue. So the first one, ball in our attacking third, so really far from our own goal, get up to the top of your 18-yard box. Second area, balls in midfield. Goalkeeper should be on roughly the penalty spot. This is going to help you in case there's a quick transition and the ball's played in behind your defensive line. You can come and sweep up, as well as if it is played in behind and you can't get to it, you can retreat on your back line. Finally, last kind of position, and this is one's fairly easy, is like obviously the ball's in our defensive third, we're ready to receive a shot. We should be inside of our 6 yard box, depending on where it is, wide area or whatever. But three really basic cues that's going to help your goalkeeper be positioned in the correct way, but also help them to stay engaged in the game. I think that's really key for goalkeepers is like you shouldn't just be zoning out and like staying on your goal line when the ball is not near you. You need to like constantly adjust your position based on where the ball is so that you can help your team. So yeah, that's the first thing I noticed. Greg, anything that you've seen that would also be helpful for our coaches to address?
Yeah, I think a big one I've seen, and whether it's coaching the '09 boys last year in their run national select or national Presidents Cup, sorry, or even the 13 girls in their DPL schedule, is diving into a big one. And we spoke about it earlier. Every level is guilty of it. Every level does it. And it's just about showing patience and jockeying and not lunging in when they first see the ball. It's like, all right, can I break down? Can I get in the right defensive shape? Diagonally on, but arms width away, on my toes. Can I do those things and can I do the basics right? And then can I wait for that bigger touch? Can I wait for the mistake before stepping in? So diving in has been something that is I've seen it regardless of the level. I've seen it loads. So just jockeying, waiting for that mistake, and then going.
I still see that at the college level, honestly. Players that are just over eager to go win the ball
Yep.
when, like, honestly, it happened last weekend. One of my players in the penalty area, the player is going away from goal towards kind of the end line, a non-dangerous situation, like dives in and gives away a penalty when like there was just no need to do that. Just be patient and shepherd the ball and the player away from the goal and then wait for your teammates to provide support.
Yeah, I think just being patient is the biggest thing. If you can be patient, especially in those 1v1 situations, be patient. That mistake will come, and then you can go and win the ball.
Yeah, awesome. All right, cool. Second thing that I saw this weekend, This is really basic, and it just is like again in line with players being engaged and making sure they're getting into the right position. Is that when we are in the final third, our defensive line has to squeeze up and don't let the other team have an easy out when they are trying to get out of their half. So we've got the ball, we're attacking the goal. We might be able to get a cross in, or we're building attack. And sometimes I saw our defensive line is not even at the halfway line, and then the opposition wins the ball and is able to play a quick ball to their striker, or not even a quick ball to their striker, and that player is able to turn and then build an attack. That can't happen. Squeeze up, pin the other team into their half, and always try to keep a +1 situation. So if the other team leaves one striker high, then you can send one of your defenders if you're in a back three, all right, and make it a 2v1 at the back. You've got pressure and you've got cover. You should be able to stop counterattacks. If they leave too high, then you keep three there, all right, for the most part. And that's going to help you have balance and make sure that the other team doesn't counterattack you. So stay on your back line. Don't just focus on the ball as a coach. Make sure that your whole team squeezes up together.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing like I try to do is like I couldn't tell you how many times I've missed us scoring a goal because I'm coaching the players off the ball, trying to push them up. So that's, just kind of coaching the players off the ball is a good way that I do that. But I definitely see that a lot.
Yeah. Brad, what else are you seeing in this past kind of maybe like month or so that should be addressed?
Yeah, it's we've kind of touched on it a lot. And it's something that, I've been looking at and um it goes into the diving in, connecting your lines, but it's like recognizing certain cues of pressing, right? When do we want to put pressure on a player? And those kind of pressing cues. There's like a big three, right? Like if the ball's in the air, a guy's like being able to receive the ball, turn, and then drive at our defenders, like that is a pet peeve of mine. So a ball in the air, that's a pressing moment, right? It doesn't matter the level, like chances are they're going to take a bad touch if we put pressure on them. Another one is like just facing their own goal. Tim, kind of you touched on it, right? That little outlet of to their forward, nice short, easy outlet, and their forward's facing backwards, and we're not on their heels. We're not putting pressure on them, try to pin them down, and we're just letting them get an easy outlet. So again, ball in the air, pressing cue, facing their own goal, pressing cue, and then I think the other last little pressing, big three for me is just like if they take a bad touch, like go win that ball right there. And that kind of goes into the diving in and all that sort at times because if they take a bad touch and we go and they're just quicker, those things happen. But I think, like if we have that patience and we're looking for that cue when they take a bad touch, we can jump on it right away and, build our attack again, go in transition, whatever it may be, given the situation. But those big three pressing cues, like we need to hammer those home a lot more.
Love it. Yep. And I think you can get those like cues out in every single training session you do. Like it's all about principles, right? So that you drill. It doesn't matter what formation you play. It doesn't matter like what style even you play. But if you see any of those things happen in a training session and your players don't step and provide pressure, then you've got to address it. So it's all about just establishing those principles. Last thing for me. Saw a lot more of it today again. 99 levels. I saw back-to-back-to-back games. Is players just shooting from insane locations. Frankly, just insane distances and angles when we have literally a 1% chance of scoring. Coaches, if you don't address this, like we are letting players establish horrible habits. Like you've got to stop your players from shooting from long distances. It's just a turnover in possession. It's just as bad as them as like I would assume most of you would address it if your defender kicks the ball away like aimlessly when there's under no pressure. This is the same thing. Shooting from ridiculous locations. So like back like that I tell my players back yourself, like stay on the ball, find another pass, work the ball into better areas. The more that we can do this, the better our teams are going to become, our better our players are going to become because we are going to value possession more. We're going to work the ball into better shooting areas, and we're going to turn the ball over less. Simple as. So, yep. Think about like certain areas that you can use as visual cues. So like I was at 99 games today and like I saw players shooting from like 30 plus yards. Like 30 plus yards is not shooting range. It shouldn't be. Like you might have occasional success because the goalkeeper is short, but that's not going to build into long-term player development. Like just teach your players, stay on the ball, get the ball into the penalty box, finish in there. That's the high quality chances that we want to create. Guys, anything else that you're seeing? Anything else that you want to add?
No, I'm good.
Uh, I think just touching on that, Tim, like you said, if we're allowing them to do it at younger ages, by the time they get to U13, where the field is so massive and they try to do it again, it becomes a 45-yard shot and kids can't even kick the ball that far, you know. So again, those habits need to be built in, especially at the younger ages, but yeah, at every level it needs to be reinforced that just good habits, good decision making. That's all.
Yeah. And like typically the players that are shooting from these distances, they're center midfielders, right? They picked up the ball. They are 30 yards from goal. There might not be an immediate option with their forwards. This is where you can teach your fullbacks or your wide players to how to join the attack. Like that is what you need to be doing as a coach, like because those players can go forward and then we can create 2v1s on the outside, or we can create um like just different passing patterns and whatnot from our players in the attacking half, which is what we want. So try to use those moments, and hopefully we'll improve going forward. Guys, appreciate you. Coaches, let us know if you have any questions. Looking forward to the kind of last couple months of the season here.
Yep. Take care, guys. Thank you, Tim.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.